cheating. Let's get some clarity. That's the conversation we're going to have here today on Relationship Thursday. How you guys doing? This is Ron Simplified Myers, author, podcaster, and your uplifting life partner. Now, I've talked about this in the past, but it's something that keeps being brought to my attention because it seems to be a huge, well, it always has been, and it continues to be a major conversation when it comes to relationships. But I always try to get people to explain to me what is their definition of cheating because it means different things to different people. Now, what I did real quick, I put it up on the internet on, to find the dictionary version of it, and it says to deceive by trickery, swindle. To deprive by trickery, defraud. To mislead, fool. Okay. So that means you're basically putting things out there with the intention, as it says, to mislead, misguide, but you're giving all this information with the intent to make a person believe one thing, and then you go back and you're really doing something else. Now, I always try to share with people, for some reason, a lot of people, and I get this normally when I'm talking to a lot of young ladies, is for some reason they assume that the moment a guy is dating them, that he is only dating them. Let me repeat that. They assume that just because he is dating them, that he is only dating them. I had a good friend, matter of fact, that was telling me she was going through a lot of changes because the guy she'd been dating for months, and she was really hurt, to find out that he wasn't ready to basically go to the next level as far as in their relationship, and found out he was actually dating other people, and she called him all kind of names and just total disrespect how she felt about him, and she was sharing all this with me, and I listened to her for a little bit, and then I asked her what I tend to ask most when I have this conversation. I said, did you guys ever have a conversation about monogamy? About it's just the two of you, that you aren't dating other people, that you're committed to just each other? And she said no. So you assumed that's what he was doing, correct? She said, well, of course, he knows. I said, no. Did you guys have a conversation? She said no. Then again, you assumed. And she didn't like that response. Which some of you probably hearing this, you don't like that response either. But relationships are not about assuming. It's about being very direct, honest, making sure there's clear communication. Remember, I always share there's two keys to relationship. One is accepting people just as they are, which is my definition of love. And so you got to accept people just as they are. It's not about, and again, I like to clarify, when I say accept as they are and agree with what they do, those are two separate conversations. Like I said, people are easy to love if you learn to do what I'm talking about and you separate people from what they do. I can love you, which means I can accept you as you are, but I can be in total disagreement with what you do in your life. Therefore, we're not going to hang out. So, like I said, there's two keys. One is accepting people as they are, and the second one being communication. And again, accepting people as they are, to me, is the most important thing, which again, I call love. And the reason I said it's the most important is because you enter the conversation, which I said is number two. That's the second part, communication. You enter the conversation with the person with a different mindset when I'm coming to the conversation, not changing you because I've accepted you as you are, but I'm coming into the conversation to understand why you do what you do. Does that make sense? There's a difference. I accept you, but I want to understand. That's the communication part. So you guys didn't have any communication. There was no clarity that went on. There was some assuming that took place. And she didn't want to hear that. Because she wanted to say, she was too busy wanting to blame him and call him out his name and disrespect, dishonor, and everything him. And it's his fault and he knew, and I can't believe this. If you're in that situation, quit assuming. What I told her and what I'm going to tell you. Have the conversation. See, the reason you will not have the conversation is because you don't want to hear the response. Uh-oh. Did I hit a nerve? You don't want to hear what they say. You don't want to hear the truth. You can't handle the truth. But here's the key. You better find out now than to do what she did and waited till later and found out, and now she's invested in the relationship. And I'm talking about in terms of the way she feels. She's totally invested in the relationship. She feels betrayed. She feels like he cheated on her. I don't believe, and I know some of you are not going to hear that, if we haven't had the conversation and we're not having committed to monogamy, it's not cheating because they're not in a committed relationship with you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Yes, I did. But to me, it's not cheating. Now, if he told you or she told you, I'm committed to only you. We've had that conversation and they're out messing with someone else. Yes, that's cheating because just what we said earlier, we started off with, they gave you information. They led you to believe one thing and they went back and they were doing something else. That's totally different. If they gave you all the information that says, yes, it's just you I'm with. And it's not just you they're with, then that's cheating. And the reason we have to get very, very clear on this, and first off, you got to get clear on your definition of cheating. Because for some people, if you look, as a man, if you look at another woman, they consider that cheating. If you're having a conversation with another woman, that's cheating. It's just people's definition of cheating is so different. And you need to get that clear. Remember we said communication is the key. Get that very clear in your relationship. What's your definition of cheating so that we can come to an agreement so that this relationship can move forward. But don't ever be in a relationship without having the conversation and then throw the tags. I know you guys got what I'm saying. Have the conversation. I know it's tough. I know it may hurt. You don't want to hear the response. But don't sit here and say, well, I've been with him for 5 years. He should already know it's just he and I. Did you have the conversation? And the answer is no. I don't care if it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Time doesn't matter. You haven't had the conversation. And unless, like I said, he told you I'm committed to just you. And he just said that out of a conversation, or you asked him, he'd say, yeah, it's only you. See, now you've been given without even having a thorough conversation cheating, but you still had a conversation in terms of it's just you and I. But if you haven't had that conversation, I don't care how long you've been with them, do not throw that tag about cheating. Go have the conversation. I know it may scare you. You don't want to hear the answer. And that's the challenge. You don't want to hear the answer. But get the answer now before you put in another 5 months, 5 years, and then find out and be truly, truly crushed. So as you guys know, it ain't right, it ain't wrong. It is my opinion. My app is live. Yay. We put a lot of time and effort into it, but my app is in the App Store. You can get it on in Google Play for Android, and in the Apple Store, it's under Simplified U. The letter U. Simplified U. Okay? And there's a space between the word simplified and you. But remember what I said before, the Simplified is because you guys know for marketing, that's my middle name, Ron Simplified Myers. Simplified, that's a representation. That's my shirt there, Simplified You. Oh, matter of fact, it is. That's what you look for it under. Ha, forgot I even had a kind of shirt on. But anyway, but the Simplify You. But the Simplified is marketing. The you part, that's you. You and I. You and I together. Going to change our lives. Then change our families. Then change our communities. And then change the world. All right. So now y'all got a quick explanation of why I'm going with the Simplified You. Pull up the app. Take a look. There you'll find it's a free download. And you'll get to see everything that I got going on right now. And as you guys know, if you're not having fun, you should be doing something else. Make sure you go have the conversation. Quit throwing the tags out here and, because the world says he's cheating, she's cheating and all that. If you haven't had the conversation, it ain't cheating. All right. I'm sorry if I got you upset on that one. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.